So yeah, not for not for the Meek
Not for the
podcast,
me.
which with my good friend Agitator, and we we're just now getting started, and it's gonna be a pretty short podcast today because my good friend is leaving the country, going abroad as usual, and everything. Which like that passport boys. so so what we're gonna talk about tonight is our sisters are complaining that they can't find a good man, or what they're not impressed. There's nothing impressive about the black man, or what I would like to call the indigenous man, the Native American, the original people of Israel, God's chosen people. So they don't seem to be impressed about us. And so we're going to talk about it. We're going to chop it up. And I know that there's going to be some fire tonight. Because sometimes we both disagree on certain things. So I'll let you go in on your experience today, sir, about these women and what you saw, what you transacted with, or whatever. Go
Well,
right
that was
ahead.
in. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go right
Well,
ahead.
in one of the black men travel groups, there
Can you
was a
speak up a
post.
little louder, sir?
Oh, okay. Let me see if check my volume. I thought it was fine before we started. Is that better? Is that
Oh yeah.
better?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. In one of the black men travel groups, they did a post and they posted some sisters, and it was in a com and it was about they showed the sisters frowning, sisters smiling, and the comments were about this is the responses that a lot of black men get from black women, black American women is negative responses. You get the frown, you get the eye rolls, you get the attitudes. I've even gotten it, but here lately, within the last year or two, I can't really blame black American women for having this resentment, this attitude with us. And
Mm-hmm.
the reason why I say it is because what have we done for them to be proud of us for? What have we done as a group of as black American men for black American women to look at us and say, I'm proud of you, or we're proud of you, brothers,
Are you
outside
talking
of
about this in this era, or black men in America in whole and all through time?
I I'm thinking no, not in time. I'm think
Because I'm about to go there. They should be very fucking grateful, but
what,
they went
what,
to because we fought the wars. Our ancestors fought the wars, fought for equality, did all those things, and every step of the way, these people have stolen that. Which once won the civil rights movement and anything like that, then it was like just like Bill Burr, the white woman came in and said, "Oh, I'm the victim." Which I'm not getting this
Mhm.
and that thing, and then took all the benefits. So, what's it? Black men have been doing a whole lot, bro. It's just that now they tired. They tired being defeated every time, coming home and being defeated at home and all that, kicked out the house, all that.
I'm, I mean, you talking about are you going through the paralysis of analysis? Well, meaning you know what that means. Something that something 60 years ago, civil rights movement was 50s, 60s.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Even if I say since 1968, 70, since 1970 up until current day, you're looking at almost like what 52 years.
Okay, so
So
what's
to
so
answer,
so but you said 70, and what started in 1970? The
no,
feminist movement.
I'm just throwing a date out there.
Oh,
I'm just throwing a date out there.
I'm just
So
throwing
if you
out a
say
situation that the feminist
right,
movement
right, well,
started
yeah,
and
I
the
think you're throwing
brainwash.
out, and I think a lot of brothers are throwing out
Oh, okay.
excuses from accountability.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier to say we're in this position today as Black Americans and Black men because the feminist movement started in the 70s. But
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, who was given, who is it, who's the leader? In the scriptures, it says God gave man dominion over every creeping thing.
Mm-hmm.
So men, we have dominion. If there's a problem from my perspective, from my experience, and my opinion, if there's a problem in the Black community, one of the biggest problems is Black American men. We're our problem.
Oh,
We're
well,
the
I
problem with,
agree. I have to agree with that also.
and the reason why I say we're the problem, and we can blame it on these Black American bees, the bed, the winches, blah blah. But who's the head? God gave us as men, made us the authority figures. If I go out and I choose to lay with, because out of ignorance, and I go breed with a a low class
Useless weed.
stripper, that's that's on me.
Yeah.
We as men should be able to look at her and say, and a lot of men, we know what's wife material and what's not wife material.
Mm-hmm.
And but a lot of us choose to breed with women that are not wife material. We
Very
get them
true.
pregnant, and then here's she already has one or two children.
Mm-hmm.
We know this going into this. One of the baby daddies is on child support. The one that works, the one
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't work, he's not on child support. She don't even care. We choose these women. We have to
Exactly.
choose better as men, and we
Mm-hmm.
have to learn how to date. We need to know how to look at the mother. You want to date a woman? Look at her mother. What is her mother teaching her? But that's not what we do. We go off of the booty.
the
The whole
big booty and
entire
the
the
big
booty,
booty and
the
the smile.
looks, the booty looks, smile. It's all of us. We could. It's so bad that it could be a nuclear. Russia, China could send a nuke to the U.S. Brothers
Mm-hmm.
sitting around in a circle talking about the nuke that's coming. You send a ghetto, a hood chick with half a cheek showing, breast out. We will forget the nuke is coming. Damn, that bitch fine. God damn, that old fine. Woo,
That's a big
brother,
exaggeration.
shit. No, it's not. It's not an exaggeration because that's how low we are.
Mm-hmm. Low
That's why
vibration.
mentality. Exactly. I call it low frequency, low vibration. But as the minister Farrakhan said, he said, white people breed from neck up. Black
Mm-hmm.
people breed from waist down.
Damn.
And that's a lot of problems in the black community. But God gave us men the authoritative, he made us the authoritative figures in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing, why a lot of women have the attitudes with us, but besides us not doing anything as men, these women, they can't tap off into their black community to get resources like Asian women can, Asian slash Southeast Asians, which is Indians, Pakistanis, all the other ethnic groups, Asian groups, and the Latino men, the Jewish community,
Yeah, but
white.
those women also treat their men differently.
But when it treat now in every community in every culture, you have the lower echelons of society and women. Let me
Mm-hmm.
give you an example. There was this African guy. He was dating Black American women,
Mm-hmm.
and he got fed up because of the culture difference. So he called his mother back in Nigeria and told his mother, I'm tired of dating here in the States. The women, the culture is different. And he called his mother and told his mother to find him in the tribe a decent woman. So the
Mm-hmm.
mother and one of the tribal elders went to look for. They didn't announce it. They
Mm-hmm.
secretly or clandestinely looked for a young lady that was decent. And out of all the women in the tribe, they chose one in particular for him and introduced him. Now she's in the States working, has several kids, but they didn't just go randomly into the tribe and just grab somebody, pull them out. Hey, you're one, because they had to look at character.
Oh yes.
All over the world, women are the same. There's no such thing as you go abroad and, oh, there's only in America the women are gold diggers, or the women are disrespectful. You
But I
have
think that's
this.
but
Go
I
ahead.
think you said something that's very, very real, and maybe most won't catch on to it. You said not all women are the same, but what we have here are a lot of females. They're not women. Which they're going out there fighting and shaking their booty and everything. So that's correct. So once you weave out all the females, then you got the women. You got women that still put that fake thing on their head, that mop and everything, and they have this mentality of they're not supportive of their man. They're not. I mean, the list goes on. So,
But it's not the majority.
oh no.
There's a lot. There's a lot of there's a lot of decent sisters in the states.
Hmm.
Remember, I was a hairstylist for over 20 something years. So I saw the good and the bad in the old and the young, from strippers to politicians.
Hmm.
You know, I've seen it, I've done them.
Hmm.
So, but the Black American women, they cannot tap off into their community and get resources that they need because Black American men refuse to operate to work together. In other ethnic groups, the men function, work, do business, they network together. I'm
Hmm.
not saying that Black Americans we do it, but it's in cliques.
Oh yeah.
If you're not a part of my frat or that frat, or you're not a traveler, 3 lane, 4 lane traveler, or you're not Scottish, right? You're not this, you're not that. You outside of that. Nobody's. I mean, if you think about it, the cliques or the fraternities, what
Hmm.
other fraternities are. Outside of the fraternities, you have the travelers,
Hmm.
and then maybe we'll just stick with those two. If you're not a traveler, or if you're not a fraternity, you're an average brother. You have no structure. You're freely running. There's no structure to you. There's no support system.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of brothers that are not a part of any of those. I call them esoteric institutions, to where there's no support.
Well,
And
also you
even
talk.
and even and even amongst them, a lot of those groups are powerless. They not in the leadership roles, to where they're not in positions to they could where they could hire.
But see,
Most of
but
them
see,
have.
we also talk
Mhm.
about people like you said, the frats. These are people that have gone to college, a higher education, or
Mhm.
then they got into their frat and everything like that for networking. That is what the frat is for. So
Oh,
they was
I didn't go.
already on that path. But most in the community, which has been destroyed by a certain type of people, and some of these women are the destroyers of the community, and they
You could
haven't
keep.
raised their children to go do those things, go to school and have that cohesion with others. So I mean,
And you.
it's all around. Men and women, I think, are guilty of it.
But the man is the head. He's the leader. When it comes down to subordination, you go to the head. You go to the head, and you
He's
bring
the
the
head until
head in.
911 is called.
But well, you know what? Once again, that's a hell of an excuse for no accountability.
Oh,
But back to what I'm saying, the Black American men, it's not that we can't, we don't want to work together as other groups. Right now, here in DFW alone, just in DFW alone, I know And I have to open up the clothing factory back in 2017.
Mm-hmm.
I know almost 10 black-owned restaurants and t-shirt shops
Mm-hmm.
that are ran by men. And in the 6 years that I have been in business, and in some of these restaurants, I'm in some of these restaurants 2 or 3, 4 times a week.
Mm-hmm.
Do they know what I do? Yeah, they know I make clothes. They know I'm not just a t-shirt shop. They know I make it from scratch. Excuse me. They know I do sublimation. Not
Mm-hmm.
one of these brothers, not one time, even asked me for a sample. A sample. But you go out, let me tell you something. You look at the Jewish community. The Jewish community, if they support each other, even if they don't need the product, because they understand rite of passage code of conduct.
Oh yes.
They buy it for the support, and they don't look. I had one guy tell me, "Well, how much are your t-shirts?" I said, "These particular t-shirts, two-tone t-shirts." I said, "They $6 to $8." Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh, I get mine for $2 less than that. $2 less
Well,
because we
the Jewish
we
community is
refuse.
not just buying for support. That is the code. They're following
It's
the
a,
code.
it's the code.
Uh,
Mexicans are on code.
yes,
Me-
and
Let
might
me
I
tell you.
say, might I
Go
say,
ahead. Go
which
ahead.
I went ahead. I got to defend the restaurant owners because I asked for samples and you never gave them to me, Sam.
What did you ask for samples for? What you
What
ask for
said I
samples for?
want? I told you I wanted certain things. Like those you sent me some looking at some stuff. I think it was bras or something like that, and
No,
I
no, no,
wanted the
no.
samples.
You were with a tribe out
Don't
in.
let's talk about that. Don't talk about cults.
But wait a minute. But wait a minute. Hold on a second.
Don't discuss a
You
cult.
just said you never got
I'm
you.
talking about before that.
No, no, no,
That's like
no.
you was talking about selling those
No.
waist trainers and stuff like that.
You were a part of a particular. I'm not gonna say where because you quickly whoa stop. But you whoa stop. But you put it out there under this medium. And now you like, whoa, stop. And I'm telling you, you were part of a tribe because it was even underwear. And some of the stuff you had to take it to a particular tribal leader. So, and another thing, I got a question. If
I
you
wanted to
ask me
show
for
the
samples,
sample.
wait a minute. If you asked me for samples and you never got it, did you give me a sample of what you wanted? Because in order for me to make you a sample, you have to give me the piece that you want me to remake.
I don't feel
Did
like
you
going down
ever?
this rabbit hole.
Uh-huh.
And
You
let me tell
never
you
gave
something.
me.
Bunch of
Yeah.
cults, and fake tribes. That is for a later subject.
I know nothing about your.
Which
I
well,
just know.
I know all about them.
I just know you were part of a tribe and you did ask me
Which are
for some.
they're part of the fake ass niggers. They're just niggers.
I wasn't a part of that, but I just know.
This is why I had to think long and deep about don't fuck with niggers. Low life trash. People they usually trash and poor because that's what they are. They'll never be
but you,
anything more than that.
but what you're saying is the exact. You
I
pretty
tried to
much.
help. I tried to help the community. I tried to be working with my fellow man. And as you know, I'm always that way because because I have put money into things and never asked for its return. But I went too far on this one. I saw the poverty and everything, tried to change these clowns' lives. Oh
Mhm.
man, worst mistake ever. And it will never happen again.
Well, what I'm just saying is, so on that note, if you
Mm.
want me to give you some samples, you have to give me the piece to remake. And you never gave me the sample, so you never got it.
Well, you never got back to me, sir, so I could sing a sample.
Bro, we talk all the
Because
time.
I was gonna come. I'm looking to come up with my own underwear line, sir. So what I
But
will
watch
do
this.
is I will send you some underwear, and we can go ahead and make something happen.
You could go to Walmart and get your size, send it to me,
Mm,
and watch this. You invested. $248 10 years ago,
Exactly. Never asked for
and
it
that
back.
and I've been begging you for 10 years, hey man, what do you want me to do with your money because we didn't do the deal? And
And
you're like, oh,
also,
don't worry about it.
Anna was wanting to go ahead and buy into the factory as well, but you had some loser that you was made a deal with and everything. You was kind of stuck with that, but now that loser's
No,
gone.
no, hold up. No, let me say something. One thing about my factory, I would never allow anybody to invest in that factory because the money, the time, my blood that I put, the sacrifice that I put into that,
Mm-hmm.
if nobody started with me on the ground level, can't come in
Mm-hmm.
because
I
I
got
have
you.
to, I got too much sacrifice. Now
Understood.
I think what you're talking about was when I originally started, because I want to get back on this topic. When I originally started, there was a guy that came in, but I for the first month we invested together. But then I guess he saw, oh, this is not gonna be, it's not gonna be
Easy.
money
It's not
money
going to be
fast
easy
overnight.
money.
I'm gonna have to keep investing. Oh, so he pulled out and I paid him back. That was like the
Exactly.
first 2 months. That's in 2017. But back to the sisters who can't go to their community of men
Mm-hmm.
and to where the community of men have power to back them and whatever they doing, support them, they are forced to work together. They are forced to go to white corporations that have millions of dollars set up under grants for them. So, the white corporations backing the black women, putting them up over us. What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
What are we doing for our sisters to look abroad? Instead, and they sit back and hear their boyfriends and their husbands do trifling shit to other guys. And let me tell you something about being a hairstylist. Women don't like that. Black American women don't like when another black man down another black man. It turns them off.
Mm-hmm.
And black American men, we refuse, we don't want to. None of these guys I know that have, and I'm in their restaurants almost, they refuse, they just can't find it in their heart. Us one sample. The t-shirt shops, one sample. They rather go break code
Mm-hmm.
and invest their money outside of the community with other ethnic groups than to ask me for one sample. One. And this is black men. And this is why the black community is the way it is. It's black men. And black American women have absolutely no reason whatsoever, besides the black American women that have good men to be proud of. Collectively, they have nothing to when they see us, they have every right to look away and look in the sky because women are attracted to power, and that we don't have. When a black American woman or when all other ethnic groups of women leave their house and go out into the world,
Mm-hmm.
the Bangladesh woman, she's proud of the fact that 70-80% of the hotels in the United States, 40% from a guy told me, 40% of men from Bangladesh, or 40% of the hotels in the United States are owned by people from Bangladesh. That's not India. That's Bangladesh.
Yeah.
So the woman from Bangladesh, she drive down the street and think that she's proud of the fact that her man owns 14% of all the hotels that they pass by, the Marriotts
Yeah.
and the regular hotels. The Vietnamese woman is proud of the fact that when she go in certain neighborhoods, that the whole entire neighborhood was built by, it's owned by Vietnamese, and they own here in Arlington. I don't know about other parts here in Arlington, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
They own 85% of the shopping centers. And they see that the kids are successful. The Vietnamese woman have a reason to be proud. The African, the Nigerian, the Ghanaian, the women are proud of the fact that they men. What are your men doing? Oh, they outside discussing business. We have an import. He has an import export business now. He's doing the Igbo, the Yoruba. He the Ghanaian guy. He has ambulance services. The Mexican woman is proud of the fact that her man has a $5 million a year business making tortillas and
Well,
distribute them all over DFW.
all right. Well,
The Mexican woman, wait a minute, the Mexican woman is proud of the fact that her man has taken over the landscaping business and he's taking over the painters, the roofers. When Mexican women drive down the street, they look up there on the roof and see their men getting it in and building up all these houses. And I don't want to hear the paralysis of the analysis. Well, we did 60 years ago. We did this.
well, so
What are you? Watch this.
that's
Watch
what
this.
we're
Wait
20
a minute.
minutes
Let
in
me.
already. We're
Go ahead.
20
Go
minutes in
ahead.
already. And
I know.
and just like you made it quite clear to me a couple of years back about Black Wall Street, that Black Wall
Okay.
Street was burnt down, rebuilt, and then why did it go out of business? Why did it fall down again? Because they concluded the community in to be able to go shopping at their stores. So they
Integration.
left Black Wall Street alone and everything and went out and gave money to everybody else.
Integration is what killed Black Wall Street, not the fire,
Yeah, I
not the
know.
bombing. The bombing. If every time you hear about Black Wall Street, you always hear about the 1921 bombing.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't hear about the 1930, 1935 when it was rebuilt. You don't hear the documentaries, or you don't see them in 19. One of the survivors of the 1921 bombing, they were interviewing her. She said in 1936, the United States government says Tulsa, North Tulsa, Black Wall Street is the most influential Black community in the United States in 1936. And when I heard that, that's when I started doing research on that, and come to find out, Buxley, Buxley Franklin, Dr. John Hope Franklin, he was 6 years old when it happened. His dad was an attorney. His name was Buxley Franklin. Dark as that, the black in this photo behind me was a Cherokee
Mm-hmm.
Indian, darker than that black in the photo.
Mm-hmm.
Cherokee. He and two more guys took the Tulsa City Council to court in 1921, doing Jim Crow, doing racism, and won.
Mm-hmm.
In 1921, racist Tulsa, the blacks won the right to rebuild. The insurance companies denied the claims for the black business owners and only paid the white. The lumber yards denied and refused to sell to blacks lumber. Blacks pulled their resources together. They went and bought wood out of Arkansas, shipped the wood from Arkansas, and rebuilt Tulsa and pitched tents through the cold weather and rebuilt North Tulsa. You never hear about that story. And
Yep.
then the fall of North Tulsa was in the early 1950s, in the mid 1950s, when the blacks decided to integrate into South Tulsa to go do business and to go spend their money with the whites in South Tulsa. They decided to do business with the grandchildren of the grandparents that they burned their house, they burned their place down.
Yeah.
You don't have to believe me. Go do your research.
Oh, I know,
See,
sir.
I come out of a
Most people
generation.
probably watching won't know that.
Uh-uh, I
Which
come out of a generation.
it goes back to the last podcast, lack of etiquette. Which don't
Right.
have no etiquette for each other. What about the guy who restarted Black Wall Street? Now he's embezzled money. It's a whole scandal of his fraud.
You talking about the Jay Morrison guy?
Yeah, Jay Morrison.
Listen, when I saw that bullshit, I knew it was bullshit.
Well, I did
I,
too.
t- I told people that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
How the investments were going to be paid back, that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
But when you say that in the Black American community, when you see bullshit and you call it out, you're a hater.
Okay.
Right now, so when somebody see this clip, you're gonna have more black men saying that I'm trying to get brownie points from the sisters for saying what I'm saying, because that's the low frequency that a lot of us are on.
Oh yeah.
A low frequency. The frequency is low, almost turned off.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a TV off is the collective mentality of Black American men. A fucking TV turned off.
Mm-hmm.
And when you cut it on, the only thing you're gonna see is a twerker.
Mm-hmm. Uh-oh, he froze up. Let's see if he's gonna come back on. See, let's give the agitator a moment. By the way, you can check out this podcast on Rumble, BitChute, and on YouTube. Just put in the search